and the little bear who could not sleep. That night, Luna could not sleep. She had already put on her cloud pajamas. She had already brushed her teeth. She had already taken a small sip of water. Mom had already kissed her on the forehead. And Dad had already left the door a little bit open, just the way Luna liked it. But her eyes were still open. Very open. The room was quiet. The small lamp glowed softly on the table. The curtains moved gently with the wind. Outside, the moon looked through the window as if it was awake too. Luna hugged her blanket and sighed. "I'm not sleepy," she whispered. And then, tap, tap. Luna stayed very still. Tap, tap. The sound was coming from under the bed. Luna opened her eyes wider. It was not a loud sound. It was not a scary sound. It was a tiny sound, as if someone was knocking on a very little door. Tap, tap. Luna sat up slowly. "Who is there?" she asked in a soft voice. No one answered. Luna lowered one foot, then the other. She bent down very carefully and looked under the bed. At first, she saw nothing. Only one slipper, one lost sock, her brother Nico's little red car, and a round piece of dust that looked like a sleepy sheep. But then, behind a box of storybooks, she saw two shining eyes. Luna did not scream. She only blinked. The little eyes blinked too. "Hello," said Luna. From under the bed came a small honey-colored teddy bear with a blue scarf and a very sad face. He was a teddy bear, but he was walking, and his eyes were full of sleep. "Hello," said the little bear. "I'm sorry if I made noise. I was looking for a place to sleep." Luna was so surprised that her mouth stayed open. "You can talk." "Only when someone cannot sleep," answered the bear. Luna looked toward the door to see if Mom or Dad had heard. But the house was still quiet. "What is your name?" asked Luna. "My name is Thomas," sighed the bear. "But my friends call me Tommy." Luna smiled. "My name is Luna." "I know," said Tommy. "Your name is written on the door." Luna looked at the door. It was true. In colorful letters, it said, "Luna." Tommy yawned so wide that he almost fell over. "Oh, I am so sleepy," he said. "Then go to sleep," said Luna. Tommy shook his head. "I can't." "Why not?" The little bear looked down at the floor. "Because I lost my pillow." Luna wrinkled her nose. "Your pillow?" "Yes, all the little bears who take care of dreams have a special pillow. Without it, we cannot sleep. And if we cannot sleep, we cannot help children have sweet dreams." Luna thought about that. That was a serious problem. Because Luna loved sweet dreams. Sometimes she dreamed about giant ice creams. Sometimes she dreamed she was flying over a field of flowers. And once, she dreamed that her dog Max could speak French, even though Luna did not know French. "Then we have to find your pillow," said Luna. Tommy's eyes filled with hope. "You would help me?" "Of course," said Luna, "but we have to do it quietly. It is nighttime." Tommy nodded. The best nighttime journeys are made quietly. So Luna put on her bunny slippers, picked up her yellow flashlight, and walked out of her room with Tommy beside her. The house was silent, but it was not an empty silence. It was a silence full of tiny sounds. The clock went tick-tock. The refrigerator went but very softly. The floor went creak when Luna walked. And from the living room, the wind went she against the window. Luna lifted her flashlight. "Where did you see your pillow last?" Tommy scratched his head. "It was on the dream train." "Is there a train in my house?" "Sometimes," said Tommy. It only comes when a child cannot sleep. Luna looked down the hallway. At the end, near the living room, there was a tiny blue light. It had not been there before. The little light blinked once, then twice, then 3 times. Tommy held Luna's hand with his soft paw. There it is. The train. Not yet, said Tommy. First, we have to find the ticket. And where is the ticket? Asked Luna. Tommy pointed to the living room. Under the sleepest cushion. Luna did not know cushions could be sleepy. But that night, it seemed that anything could happen. They walked into the living room. The sofa looked huge in the darkness. The cushions were still, round, and soft, as if they were resting too. Luna shone her flashlight on the first one. It was red. She shone it on the second one. It was green. She shone it on the third one. It was yellow. Then the yellow cushion yawned. Luna took one little step back. Did that cushion just yawn? Yes, whispered Tommy. That is the sleepest one. Luna came closer carefully. Good night, Mr. Cushion. The cushion opened one stitched eye. Good night, Luna. Luna smiled. Almost nothing surprised her anymore. We are looking for a ticket for the dream train. The cushion yawned again. I might have one underneath me. May we look? Yes, but only if you tell me something beautiful first. Luna looked at Tommy. Tommy looked at Luna. Something beautiful like what? Asked Luna. The cushion got comfortable. Something small. Something soft. Something good for sleeping. Luna thought. She thought about flowers. She thought about stars that She thought about ice cream. But ice cream made her hungry, and that did not help with sleeping. So she said, once I saw a white butterfly resting on a blue flower. It was not doing anything. It was just there, moving its little wings very slowly. And it looked happy. The cushion smiled. That was beautiful. And it lifted itself a little. Under the cushion was a small silver ticket with shining letters. Luna picked it up. It sighed. Ticket for 2 passengers. Destination where dreams begin. Tommy clapped softly. We have it. But just then from the kitchen, they heard a sound. Ting, ting, ting. Like a little spoon touching a glass. Luna looked at Tommy. What was that? Tommy swallowed. I think it is the train bell. Is that good? Asked Luna. Yes, said Tommy, but it means we do not have much time. The little blue light in the hallway became brighter. Luna put the ticket inside the pocket of her pajamas. Then let's go. They walked toward the kitchen. But just before they arrived, something moved in the shadow. Luna stopped. Tommy stopped too. A pair of whiskers appeared near the door. Then a nose. Then 2 ears. It was Max, the family dog. Max looked at them. Luna put one finger over her lips. Max, this is a secret mission. Max wagged his tail. Thump, thump, thump. His tail softly tapped the wall. Tommy jumped up. They are going to find us. Luna patted Max on the head. Max, we need to pass. We are looking for Tommy's pillow. Max tilted his head. When he heard the word pillow, his ears stood up. Then he walked to his little bed. He pushed his nose under his blanket. And he pulled something out. It was a sock. Luna shook her head. That is not a pillow. Max looked again. He pulled out a ball. That is not it either. He looked again. He pulled out a bitten cookie. Tommy looked at it with interest. That is not a pillow, but it smells nice. Luna smiled. Tommy! Max searched one more time. And then he pulled out a very tiny, white pillow with a blue star stitched on it. Tommy opened his mouth. My pillow! He ran to it and hugged it. But as soon as he touched it, the little pillow went puff and turned into a cloud of shining dust. Luna gasped. What happened? Tommy looked at his empty paws. It was not the real pillow. It was only a memory. Max lowered his ears. He looked sad. Luna hugged him. It is okay. Max, you helped us a lot. Max licked Luna's cheek and then lay down in his bed. The bell rang again. Ting, ting, ting. The little blue light was no longer in the hallway. Now it was coming from the kitchen. Luna and Tommy went into the kitchen very quietly. At night, the kitchen looked different. The table looked like a mountain. The chairs looked like towers. And the refrigerator, with its tiny light, looked as if it was keeping a cold secret. On the floor, right beside the patio door, there was a line of blue light. Like train tracks. Tommy took a deep breath. The dream train is close. And will it take us to your pillow? I hope so. Luna looked at the ticket. The letters had changed. Now it said, to find what is lost, first you must listen. Luna, read the words out louder. To find what is lost, first you must listen. The two of them stayed quiet. They listened to the clock. Tick, tock. They listened to Max breathing in the living room. Huh, huh. They listened to the wind. She. And then they heard something else, very soft, almost hidden. It was a tiny voice singing. Sleep, sleep, little heart. Close one eye. Then close two. Luna looked toward the patio door. The song was coming from outside. Tommy, she whispered, I think someone is singing. Tommy hugged his blue scarf. Then the pillow might be in the garden. Luna opened the door carefully. Outside, the garden was covered in moonlight. The flowers were sleeping. The swing moved very slowly. And on the grass, there was something Luna had never seen before. A path of tiny stars. Each star shone gently, as if it was sleepy too. Tommy smiled. This is the path. Luna looked back. The house was quiet. Mom and Dad were sleeping. Nico was sleeping. Max was sleeping. Everyone was sleeping. Everyone except Luna and Tommy. Luna held the ticket in her pocket. We are going to find your pillow. Tommy nodded. And then everyone can sleep. They walked along the path of stars. With every step, the garden seemed to grow bigger. The small tree looked like a giant tree. The hose looked like a green river. The birdhouse looked like a tower. And at the end of the garden, where there had only been a fence before, there was now a tiny train station. The station had a sign that said, Good night, station. Luna smiled. I like that name. Tommy smiled too. It makes me sleepy. At the station, there was a bench, a lamp, and a clock with no numbers. The clock did not tell the time. It counted yawns. One yawn. 2 yawns. 3 yawns, Daka. Tommy yawned. I think we are right on time. Then, from the soft darkness of the garden came the sound of the train. Slow. Sweet. Calm. The blue light appeared between the flowers. First came the lantern, then the chimney, then the wheels, and finally the dream train appeared. It was not big like the trains in the city. It was small, round, and friendly. It had dark blue cars, windows with yellow curtains, and a chimney that made little clouds shaped like pillows. At At the door of the first car stood a short lady with round glasses and a sleeping hat. "Good night," she said. "I am Miss Clara, the train conductor." Luna waved. "Good night. I am Luna." "And I am Tommy," said the little bear. "I lost my pillow." Miss Clara looked at Tommy kindly. "Ah, a lost pillow. That is serious, but not impossible." "May we get on?" asked Luna. Miss Clara held out her hand. "Ticket, please." Luna gave her the silver ticket. Miss Clara looked at it. Then she looked at Luna. Then she looked at Tommy. Everything is in order. 2 passengers, 1 brave heart, 1 sleepy bear, and 1 important mission. She opened the train door. Inside, the train car smelled like warm bread, clean blankets, and a story that had just been told. There were soft seats, tiny lamps, and a carpet that looked like it was made of clouds. Luna and Tommy sat by the window. Miss Clara rang a little bell. Ting! Ting! Next stop, the Forest of Yawns. The train began to move. Very slowly. So slowly that Luna felt they were not traveling on tracks, but on a sigh. The garden disappeared behind them. The house disappeared behind them. And in front of them appeared a forest lit by fireflies. The trees had round leaves and low branches. Some trees were sleeping while standing up. Others were snoring softly. Ho! Ho! Luna rested her forehead against the window. "It is beautiful." Tommy hugged his scarf. "It makes me sleepy." Miss Clara walked over to them. "To find Tommy's pillow, you must pass through 3 places." Luna held up 3 fingers. 3. "The Forest of Yawns," said Miss Clara, "the blanket bridge, and the hill of the low moon." Tommy swallowed. "And after that," Miss Clara smiled, "after that, you will know where the pillow is." Luna looked at Tommy. "Then we will go to all 3 places." And the train kept moving. Choo, 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 choo. Each sound seemed to say, slowly, softly, near, slowly, softly, there. And even though Luna was still not asleep, her eyes began to feel a little heavy. But she could not sleep yet. First, she had to help Tommy. First, they had to find the lost pillow. And in the Forest of Yawns, something was waiting for them. When the train stopped, the door opened with a soft sound. Fearful, Luna stepped down first. Tommy stepped down after her, holding his blue scarf. The forest smelled like clean leaves and afternoon rain. Everything was still. Too still. Suddenly, a branch moved. Then another. And from behind a tree came a white rabbit wearing a green vest. He had long ears, a pink nose, and eyes that were closing with sleep. "Good night," said the rabbit. "Good night," answered Luna. "My name is Bruno," said the rabbit. "I am the guardian of the Forest of Yawns." Tommy took one step forward. "We are looking for my pillow." Bruno the rabbit nodded slowly. "To find a lost pillow, first you must learn the proper yawn." Luna blinked. "Are there proper yawns?" "Of course," said Bruno. "There are rushed yawns, noisy yawns, tiny yawns, and yawns that open the door to rest." Tommy raised his paw. "I want that one." Bruno sat on a stone covered in mostaha. "Then repeat after me." Luna and Tommy sat in front of him. Bruno breathed in deeply. First, the air comes in through the nose, very softly. Luna breathed in. Tommy breathed in. Then the shoulders go down like little leaves falling. Luna lowered her shoulders. Tommy lowered his. And then comes the yawn. Bruno opened his mouth. Yawing. It was such a peaceful yawn that Firefly fell asleep in the air and landed gently on a flower. Luna tried to do the same. Yowing! Tommy tried too. Yowing! Then the trees began to open a little path between their branches. Luna smiled. It worked. Bruno nodded. The first secret of sleep is to breathe slowly. Then he pointed to the path. Follow that way. The train is waiting on the other side. Luna stood up. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you, said Tommy. Bruno was already half asleep. You are welcome. And good night. Luna and Tommy walked along the path. With every step, the forest became quieter. The crickets sang softly. The leaves moved gently. The moon peeked between the branches. And for the first time that night, Luna felt sleep touching her eyelids with tiny fingers. But she kept walking. Tommy needed his pillow. At the end of the path, the dream train was waiting with its lights on. Miss Clara smiled from the door. Very good. You passed through the Forest of Yawns. We learned to breathe slowly, said Luna. That is a wonderful beginning, answered Miss Clara. They stepped back into the train car. Ting! Ting! The little bell rang. Next stop, the blanket bridge. The dream train moved gently through the night. Choo! 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 Luna sat by the window and watched the world outside become soft and silver. The stars looked closer now. The clouds looked lower. And every tree they passed seemed to wave good night. Tommy sat beside her, rubbing his sleepy eyes. Do you think my pillow is really out there? He asked. Luna looked at him and smiled. We have already come this far. We will find it. Tommy nodded, but his little ears drooped. I'll be so. I am so tired that even my stuffing feels sleepy. Luna giggled quietly. Miss Clara walked down the train car carrying a small tray. On the tray were 2 tiny cups of warm milk and 2 star-shaped cookies. 1 cup for the brave girl, said Miss Clara. And 1 for the sleepy bear, said Luna. Tommy took his cup with both paws. Thank you. They drank slowly. Sip, sip, sip. The milk was warm, but not too hot. Sweet, but not too sweet. It tasted like bedtime. Then the train began to slow down. The wheels whispered against the tracks. She. Miss Clara rang her bell. Ting, ting. Next stop, the blanket bridge. Luna looked out the window. Ahead of them was a long bridge floating in the air. But it was not made of wood. It was not made of stone. It was made of blankets. Blue blankets. Yellow blankets. Green blankets. Pink blankets. Some had stars. Some had moons. Some had tiny sheep jumping over tiny fences. The bridge stretched across a quiet river that looked like dark blue glass. The river did not splash, It did not rush. It only moved slowly, carrying little dreams on its back. Luna stepped down from the train. Tommy followed her. The air was colder here, so Luna held her blanket around her shoulders. At the beginning of the bridge stood a small gray owl, wearing a purple nightcap. He had round eyes, soft feathers, and a very serious face. Good night, said the owl. Good night, said Luna. I am Oliver, said the owl, keeper of the blanket bridge. Tommy stepped forward. We are looking for my pillow. Oliver blinked slowly. Many things cross this bridge. Dreams, whispers, lullabies, and sometimes lost pillows. Luna's eyes lit up. So you have seen it. Oliver tucked his wings close to his body. Maybe, but first, you must cross the bridge carefully. Luna looked at the blanket bridge. It looked soft. Very soft. But also a little wobbly. How do we cross? She asked. Oliver the owl lifted one wing. He stepped slowly. Hold hands. And do not forget the rule. What rule? Asked Tommy. Oliver lowered his voice. The bridge stays strong when you remember something that makes you feel safe. Luna thought about that, huh? Something safe. She thought of Mom's kiss on her forehead. She thought of Dad leaving the door a little bit open. She thought of Max sleeping near the sofa. She thought of her warm bed waiting at home. I know something, said Luna. Tommy looked at her. What is it? When I am in bed and the door is a little open, I can see the light from the hallway. That makes me feel safe. The first blanket on the bridge glowed softly. Oliver nodded. Good. Now step. Luna took one careful step. The bridge moved a little. Wiggle. Wiggle. But it held. Tommy held Luna's hand and stepped beside her. I feel safe when someone hugs me, he said. The second blanket glowed. They walked slowly. One steppy. Then another. One breath. Then another. The river below moved quietly. On the water, Luna saw little pictures floating by. A child sleeping with a teddy bear. A puppy dreaming of chasing butterflies. A baby smiling in a crib. Are those dreams? Whispered Luna. Yes, said Oliver from behind them. The river carries dreams to children who are ready to sleep. Tommy looked down. I wish I had my pillow. Then I could send sweet dreams too. Luna squeezed his paw. You will. They kept walking. But halfway across the bridge, a cold wind came rushing by. Hell! The blankets lifted at the edges. One corner flapped. Then another. The bridge began to shake. Tommy gasped. Luna! Luna held his paw tightly. Stay calm. Remember something safe. Tommy closed his eyes. I remember my blue scarf. It keeps me warm. His scarf began to shine. Luna closed her eyes too. I remember my bed, my blanket, my room, my night light. The bridge stopped shaking. The blanket settled down, and the wind became soft again. Who became she? Oliver flew above them. Well done, he said. The second secret of sleep is feeling safe and warm. At the end of the bridge, Luna saw something caught between two blankets. It was a tiny blue thread. Tommy picked it up. My pillow has a blue star, he whispered. This thread came from it. Luna smiled. Then we are getting closer. Luna and Tommy stepped off the blanket bridge. Oliver the owl landed beside them. You crossed with quiet feet and brave hearts, he said. Thank you, Oliver, said Luna. Tommy held up the tiny blue thread. Do you know where my pillow went? Oliver looked at the thread. Then he looked at the moon. The pillow passed this way, but it did not stop here. Where did it go? Asked Luna. Oliver pointed with one wing toward the far sky. To the hill of the low moon. Tommy's eyes widened. That is the last place. Yes, said Oliver. And the quietest. The dream train waited at the end of the bridge. Its windows glowed warmly. Miss Clara stood by the door. You found a clue, she said. A blue thread, said Luna. Miss Clara smiled. Then the pillow wants to be found. They climbed back into the train. This time, Tommy sat closer to Luna. He looked very sleepy now. His head nodded once, then twice. Then he woke himself up with a tiny snort. Oh, I almost fell asleep. Luna laughed softly. You can sleep when we find your pillow. Tommy hugged the blue thread. I hope that is soon. Miss Clara rang the bell. Ting, ting. Next stop, the Hill of the Low Moon. The train moved again. Jo. Outside the window, the river disappeared. The blankets disappeared. The forest disappeared. Now, the train traveled through a field of tall silver grass. The grass moved gently in the night wind. Back and forth, like it was rocking the whole world to sleep. Luna rested her head against the window. Her eyelids felt heavier, but she kept them open. In the distance, she saw a hill. At the top of the hill, the moon hung very low. So low it looked as if Luna could touch it if she stood on her tiptoes. It was big and round and soft yellow. Not bright like the sun. Gentle like a lamp. The train slowed. She. Miss Clara opened the door. This is the Hill of the Low Moon, she said. Walk carefully. Speak kindly. And listen with your heart. Luna took Tommy's paw. Together, they stepped into the silver grass. The Hill of the Low Moon was very quiet. Not empty quiet. Peaceful quiet. The kind of quiet that comes when a house is asleep. A blanket is warm and a story is almost finished. Luna and Tommy walked up the hill. The grass brushed Luna's bunny slippers. Hi-sh, swish, hoi-sh. At the top of the hill, sitting on a flat white stone, was a little girl. She had curly brown hair, a yellow sweater, and a small lantern beside her. She was looking at the moon. Luna stopped. Hello, she said gently. The girl turned around. Hello, my name is Luna. My name is Mia, said the girl. Tommy stepped forward. I am Tommy. I lost my pillow. Mia nodded as if she already knew. I heard it calling. Luna looked around. You heard the pillow? Mia pointed to the moon. Not with my ears. With the quiet part inside. Tommy looked confused. The quiet part? Mia touched her chest. The place that listens when everything else is still. Luna remembered the words on the ticket. To find what is lost, first you must listen. She took the ticket out of her pocket. The letters were changing again. Now it said, to find what is lost. First listen, then let go. Luna read the words slowly. First listen, then let go. Tommy hugged his scarf. What does that mean? Mia looked at him kindly. Sometimes we lose things because we are holding too tightly to being worried. Tommy sat down on the grass. I was worried I would never sleep again. Luna sat beside him. I was worried too. I thought maybe we would not find it. Mia smiled. Worries are like little pebbles in your pocket. If you carry too many, it is hard to rest. Tommy looked at his paws. I do feel heavy. Mia picked up 3 tiny stones from the grass and placed them in front of Tommy. This one is for what if I cannot sleep. She placed the first stone down. This one is for what if I lost my pillow forever. She placed the second stone down. And this one is for what if I cannot help the children dream. She placed the third stone down. Tommy looked at the stones. They sound exactly like my worries. Mia nodded. Then give them to the hill. Tommy picked up the first stone. It was smooth and cool. He held it close. What if I cannot sleep? Hee-ho whispered. Then Luna said softly, you can rest one breath at a time. Tommy placed the stone on the grass. The grass glowed silver. Then the stone disappeared. Tommy picked up the second stone. What if I lost my pillow forever? Hee-ho whispered. Luna looked at him. We have found the ticket, the train, the bridge, and the blue thread. We are closer than before. Tommy placed the second stone down. It disappeared too. Then he picked up the third stone. This one felt the heaviest. What if I cannot help the children dream? He whispered. Mia leaned closer. You are helping right now. Tommy looked up. I am? Yes, said Mia. You helped Luna learn to breathe slowly. You helped her remember safe things. And you helped her listen to the quiet. Luna smiled. That is true, Tommy. Tommy looked at Luna. You mean, even without my pillow? Yes, said Luna. You are still a dream bear. Tommy placed the third stone on the grass. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the whole hill began to shine softly. The moon lowered just a little more. A warm, golden light touched Tommy's blue scarf. The blue thread in his paw lifted into the air. It floated. It twirled. Then it flew toward his scarf and disappeared inside the soft folds. Tommy gasped. My scarf. The scarf began to glow. Not bright. Not loud. Just a warm, sleepy glow. Mia smiled. The pillow was never far away. Luna looked at the scarf. What do you mean? Mia stood up and gently touched the glowing scarf. Sometimes, when a dream bear is very worried, his pillow hides in the place that keeps him warm. Tommy slowly unwrapped his scarf. Inside, tucked into a tiny pocket Luna had not seen before, was a little white pillow. It had a blue star stitched on it. Tommy's eyes filled with joy. My pillow! He held it carefully. This time, it did not turn into dust. It stayed soft and real in his paws. Luna clapped quietly. We found it. Tommy hugged the pillow. Then he hugged Luna. Thank you. Luna hugged him back. You helped me too. Mia picked up her lantern. The third secret of sleep is letting go of worries. Tommy nodded. Breathe slowly. Feel safe and warm. Let go of worries. The moon above them seemed to smile. The silver grass moved gently. Swish, swish, swish. Luna looked at Mia. Do you live here? Mia smiled. Only in the place between waking and dreaming. Luna did not fully understand, but it sounded beautiful. Tommy tucked his pillow under one arm. We should go back before Luna falls asleep standing up. Luna blinked. I am not that sleepy. But then she yawned. A big, soft yanta. Yowing. Tommy giggled. Yes, you are. Mia walked with them down the hill. Miss Clara stood by the door with a proud smile. You found the pillow. Tommy lifted it high. I found it. And what did you learn? Asked Miss Clara. Tommy counted on his soft paws. 1. Breathe slowly. Luna added. 2. Remember what makes you feel safe. Mia added. 3. Let go of worries. Miss Clara nodded. Then the mission is complete. The train door opened. Luna turned to Mia. Are you coming with us? Mia shook her head. I have to stay and help the moon listen to other little worries. Luna hugged her. Good night, Mia. Good night, Luna. Tommy waved his pillow. Good night. Mia waved back. Then Luna and Tommy climbed onto the train. Miss Clara rang the bell one last time. Ting, ting. Final stop, home. The train began to move. Choo-ik-choo, choo-choo. The hill of the low moon grew smaller behind them. Mia's lantern became a tiny dot of light. Then it disappeared among the stars. Inside the train, everything felt warmer now. Tommy placed his pillow beside him and lay his head on it. His eyes closed halfway. Oh, He whispered, "That feels perfect." Luna sat next to him. She was trying very hard to stay awake, but the train was so cozy. The lights were so soft. The wheels were so gentle. Choo, 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 choo. Slowly, softly. Door. Slowly, softly. Door. Miss Clara dimmed the lamps. The curtains closed halfway by themselves. A tiny blanket floated from a shelf and landed over Tommy. Another floated down and covered Luna's knees. Luna smiled sleepily. "This is a very good train." Miss Clara sat across from Luna. "Every child has a dream train," she said. "Really?" asked Luna. "Of course. Some children hear it when they close their eyes. Some feel it when they hug a blanket. Some ride it in dreams and do not remember in the morning." Luna looked at Tommy. He was almost asleep. His nose moved gently. Ing! Ouchie! Ing! Ouchie! Tommy opened one eye. "Luna!" "Yes?" "When I fall asleep, I can send you a dream." "What kind of dream?" Tommy smiled. "A soft one." Luna liked that idea. "What will be in it?" Tommy thought for a moment. "A field of flowers. A little red car for Nico, a cookie for Max, a blue butterfly, and a moon that sings very quietly." Luna smiled. "That sounds perfect." Tommy hugged his pillow. "Then that is the dream I will send." His eyes closed. For a moment, Luna thought he was asleep, but then he whispered, "Thank you for helping me." "You are welcome," Luna whispered back. Tommy's breathing became slow. Ing! Ouchie! Ay! Ouchie! The pillow with the blue star glowed softly. A tiny sparkle rose from it. Then another. Then another. The sparkles floated through the train car and out the window. Luna watched them fly into the sky. "Are those dreams?" she asked. Miss Clara nodded. "Sweet dreams. Tommy can work again now." The sparkles flew over the fields, over the forest, over the river, over the bridge of blankets, over Luna's garden, and into the quiet windows of sleeping children. Luna felt happy, very happy, but also very sleepy. The train began to slow. Outside, Luna saw her own garden again. The little station was waiting at the end of the path of stars. The sign still said, "Good night station." Miss Clara stood up. "Here we are." Luna rubbed her eyes. "Already?" "Dream journeys are strange," said Miss Clara. "They can feel long and short at the same time." Luna gently touched Tommy's shoulder. "Tommy, we are home." Tommy opened his eyes just a little. "Home?" "Yes." He sat up, holding his pillow. The train door opened. The garden air came in, cool and sweet. Luna and Tommy stepped down onto the grass. The path of stars led back to the patio door. But now the stars were dimmer, sleepier, as if they were ready to rest too. Miss Clara stood at the train door. "Luna," she said, "you were a wonderful helper tonight." Luna smiled. "Will I see the dream train again?" Miss Clara winked. "Whenever you cannot sleep, listen carefully." The train whistle gave one soft sound. Hey! Not loud, not sharp, just a gentle good night. Tommy turned to Miss Clara. "Thank you for helping us." Miss Clara touched her hat. "That is what dream conductors do." Then the doors closed. The wheels began to move. Choo, 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 choo. The dream train rolled away through the garden. It became smaller and smaller. and smaller, until it was only a blue light between the flowers. Then it blinked once, twice, 3 times, and disappeared. Luna stood still for a moment. The garden was normal again. The fence was just a fence. The tree was just a tree. The hose was just a hose. But the moon was still watching, and Luna could still feel the warm magic of the train in her chest. Tommy tugged gently on her pajama sleeve. "We should go inside." Luna nodded. They followed the tiny star path back to the patio door. One by one, the stars faded behind them. Inside the kitchen, everything was quiet. The table was just a table. The chairs were just chairs. The refrigerator hummed softly. Beheh! In the living room, Max was still sleeping in his bed. But when Luna passed by, Max opened one eye. Tommy held up his pillow. Max's tail moved once. Thump! Then he went back to sleep. Luna smiled. "Good night, Max." They walked down the hallway. The little blue light was gone. The clock went tick-tock. The floor went creak-creak. And Luna's room waited at the end of the hall with the door still a little open. Just the way she liked it. When they entered, everything was exactly as they had left it. The small lamp, the soft blanket, the box of storybooks, the slipper, the lost sock, Nikwesi Redkar, and the round piece of dust that looked like a sleepy sheep. Luna climbed into bed. Tommy climbed up beside her. He placed his little pillow next to Luna's pillow. Then he sat down carefully. "Are you going to sleep here?" asked Luna. "Just for tonight," said Tommy. "Dream bears usually travel from room to room. But after a big mission, we need a cozy place to rest." Luna pulled the blanket up to her chin. "You can stay." Tommy smiled. "Thank you." He lay down on his tiny pillow. The blue star on it glowed once, then softly faded. Luna turned onto her side and looked at him. "Tommy." "Yes? What if I cannot sleep again tomorrow?" Tommy opened one eye. "Then you remember the 3 secrets." Luna whispered them with him. "Breathe slowly. Feel safe and warm. Let go of worries." Tommy nodded. "And if that does not work?" Luna waited. Tommy smiled sleepily. "Then maybe the dream train will come again." That made Luna feel better. She took one slow breath. In through her nose, out through her mouth. She let her shoulders sink into the bed like little leaves falling. She thought of Mom's kiss, Dad's open door, Max's warm fur, her blanket, her pillow, her room. Then she thought of her worries. Small worries, quiet worries, tiny stones in her pocket. One by one, Luna imagined placing them on the hill of the low moon. And one by one, they disappeared. Her eyelids became heavy, very heavy. The room grew softer. The lamp looked warmer. The curtains moved slowly. Outside, the moon shone through the window. Tommy's breathing was slow and peaceful. Ain, ouchie, ing, ouchie. Luna whispered. "Good night, Tommy." Tommy whispered back. "Good night, Luna." Then, from somewhere far away, or maybe from somewhere very close, Luna thought she heard it. Choo, 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 choo. The soft sound of the dream train. Slowly, softly, nufir. Slowly, softly, nufir. Luna smiled. Her eyes closed. And this shimmied closed. That night, Luna dreamed. She dreamed she was walking through a field of flowers. The flowers were blue, yellow, pink, and white. Above them flew a tiny blue butterfly. In the distance, Nico's little red car rolled gently along a path made of clouds. Max was there too, sitting proudly with a cookie in front of him. And in the sky, the moon sang very quietly. Sleep, sleep, little heart. Close one eye, then close two. Luna walked through the dream, holding Tommy's paw. He looked happy now, not worried, not sad, just sleepy and peaceful. Is this the dream you sent me? Asked Luna. Tommy nodded. Yes, a soft dream. It is beautiful, said Luna. The flowers moved in the wind. The stars blinked slowly. The moon lowered its light like a warm blanket over the world. And Luna felt herself floating. Not flying fast. Not falling. Just floating gently like a feather. Back and forth. Back and forth. Until even the dream became quiet. In the morning, sunlight touched Luna's face. She opened her eyes slowly. Her room was bright now. The curtains were golden. The house smelled like toast. Somewhere in the kitchen, Mom was humming. Luna sat up. For a moment, she wondered if everything had been a dream. The train, the bridge, the forest, the hill, Miss Clara, Mia, Oliver, Bruno, Tommy. She looked beside her pillow. There was no little bear, no blue scarf, no tiny pillow. Luna blinked. Then she noticed something on her blanket. A tiny blue thread. And beside it a ticket. Luna picked up the ticket. The letters were faint, but she could still read them. Thank you, Luna. Sweet dreams always find their way home. Luna smiled. She tucked the ticket inside her drawer, where she kept her favorite treasures. Then she ran to the kitchen. Mom looked at her and smiled. Good morning, sleepyhead. Luna hugged her. Good morning. Dad placed a plate of toast on the table. Did you sleep well? Luna thought about the dream train. She thought about Tamiya. She thought about the 3 secrets. Then she smiled. Yes, she said. I had a very good dream. And from far away, so soft that only Luna could hear it, came one last sound. Choo, choo. Luna smiled again. Because she knew that somewhere, Tommy was helping another child fall asleep. And whenever the night felt too long, whenever a worry felt too heavy, Luna would remember. Breathe slowly. Feel safe and warm. Let go of worries. And sweet dreams will find their way home. The end.